It's about just under 1 cm, or 0.9 cm to be exact. It's commonly seen used in Taekwondo demonstrations. It's definitely not designed to demonstrate power, as not much power is needed to break this. But for a thicker board, for example, this is 2.5 cm. But what I'm going to attempt to do is to break it with only my hips, which means without the extension of my arm.
Firstly, the video title is a bit misleading. It's not exactly a no-arm punch, it's a punch without any force from the arm. I needed a shorter title.
Hi, KarateZad YouTube. This is a breaking board made of pine wood, but this is a thin one. It's about just under 1 cm, or 0.9 cm to be exact. It's commonly seen used in Taekwondo demonstrations. It's used as a target and to make the demonstration more exciting. I say that because it's definitely not designed to demonstrate power, as not much power is needed to break this. You can see I only needed to use my arm. I did not need to use my hips at all. But for a thicker board, for example, like this is 2.5 cm. In my KihonMechanics series, I talk about the 3 momentums. The first momentum is the limb momentum. Now the limb does not carry much mass, so it's used for its speed. The second momentum is the hips momentum. It's used for its mass. The center of mass of your body is located around here, called the tanden, which means that when you rotate your hips forward, you're carrying almost the entire mass of your body together with it into the technique, with the punch. So to break a board about this thickness, you need at least the first 2 momentums, the arm together with the hips. But what I'm going to attempt to do is to break it with only my hips, which means without the extension of my arm. Which means I'm going to start with my arm fully extended, sit on my stance, rotate my hips back, then from here, starting from here, rotate my hips forward, but with speed, into the board, hopefully breaking the board. So by doing that, it shows that I used almost only my hips to break the board.
But there's a problem with that punch. Right after I finished that recording, I watched the video and noticed that my elbow bent slightly just as I rotated my hips. I thought it wasn't too bad. But on that night itself, after I kept all the equipments, got changed and ready to retire for the night, I watched the playback in slow motion, and this is what I saw. The bend of the elbow was too obvious and too much. Although this doesn't necessarily dispute the fact that I was punching mostly with my hips and with very little input from my arm, I wasn't satisfied. So the next morning, I set up the equipments again, got into my karate gi, and did it again. So here it is. So there it is, no extension of the arm at all. I'm thinking of telling a backstory about how I ended up doing this. The reason is that there's a lesson to take out of this, which in summary is, do not neglect your Kihon. But I haven't fully decided whether I'm going to. I'll be giving it a thought. So for now, that's about it. Do check out my KihonMechanics videos for an elaboration of the 3 momentums that I mentioned. The links are in the description box. Subscribe to my channel. I produce informational technical contents that explores the mechanics of, learning of, and teaching of karate techniques. I do this not for profit, but out of passion, so it would be very helpful for me if you subscribe, like, and share. Especially subscribe, as it would help me make more customization on YouTube. Also, hit the YouTube bell button for notification updates. I am Sensei Zad, and this is a KarateZad video.